Hi, this is Mike from Mike's Unboxing Reviews Now 2, and on today's video we'll be taking a look at Tecware's Q5 7.1 gaming headset. Is it any good? Keep watching to find out. Okay, so on today's video we'll be taking a look at Tecware's Q5. Now the reason behind that is because they've been sent to me and for some reason they've been kind of left to the bottom of the pile. And today I'm setting up my new Synology NAS, so I've got a couple of hours on my hands whilst I'm waiting for the data to transfer, so I figured it'd be a good time to actually catch up on some movies and also try these out and see what they're actually like. So we'll go through, do an unboxing, we'll do some practical tests with the microphone and you can judge how good or bad it indeed is. We'll take a look at the software and all that kind of usual stuff, and then I'll come back at the end with my final thoughts. So first of all, let's take a look at the packaging and go through some of the specifications. So as you can see, this is from Tecware. These have been sent to us free of charge for review purposes, so I just wanted to get that out there. They haven't asked us to say anything and didn't want to vet the content before it gets posted, so my thoughts will be completely my own. As you can see, it's the Q5, and actually I think this is the only set of headphones or headset that they actually do at the moment. So if you want to get the drivers for it, it's really easy to do because there's only one on the site, but we'll take a look at that a little bit later. So this is compatible with your Xbox, PlayStation and PC. It's also HD 7.1 surround sound with a wideband microphone and premium gaming headset featuring, yep, you got it, a bit of RGB. We like to see a little bit of that. So as you can see on the front, you can see the actual layout. It does look like they are semi-open backed, so there is like a grill mesh on there, but that is actually for, basically for the looks. It doesn't do anything, they are fully sealed. And from what I can tell, we'll probably do a very good job of noise isolation, but we'll find out when we get into the testing. So other features, like we said, 7.1 virtual surround sound. There is only two drivers in there, both of them 42mm, and it uses software to kind of interpolate the sound positioning to give you that virtual 7.1 surround. Also in the software, there is a 5-band custom equalizer. So if you want to, you can tailor the settings however you like. Most headphones generally come straight out of the box with a relatively flat profile, so if you're liking a little bit of bass or a bit more treble or like some mid-range for vocals, then you can adjust that in the software. You don't have to use the software, you can just plug and play with the USB, but the software there is an option if you want to, and also to control the RGB. Moving around to the back, it goes into a bit more depth on the specs. So we've got a stereo headset, circumaural, USB 2.0, virtual 7.1, so it will work with USB 2 ports and USB 3, etc, etc, is backwards compatible and it's forwards compatible as well. Weight of them is 320 grams without the cables, and it's got an inline controller. EQ effects are available in the software, 7.1 mics and LED, etc. The speaker diameter, 40mm, and it's got an impedance of 32 ohms. Frequency response is 20 Hz up to 20,000 Hz, so pretty much where you'd expect to be for a relatively mid-range headset. Now actually, before we get into too much more of the specs, pricing wise, this at the moment in the UK retails for somewhere in around the kind of £50–55 mark, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less. You do find this with Tecware products. If you do shop around, you can get an absolute bargain, as we found out with the Torque Plus mouse, which you can check out up here. So do shop around, check out eBay links, Amazon links, all that kind of stuff. CCL at the moment in the UK has got a pretty decent price as well, so yeah, do shop around. Moving back to the sensitivity, so it's 98 dB plus or minus 4 dB, and you've got max power of 100 milliwatts, and you've got volume control via the inline controller. I actually really like that. I don't like having to mess around with Windows, especially if you're watching a movie. The last thing you want to do is pop up the Windows sound control bar to actually adjust your volume. It's not much easier, in my opinion, just to grab the little inline pack and just change the volume on there. Microphone specs, as you can see listed there, so pretty much standard deal. It says it's a wideband mic. I'm really interested to see what it actually sounds like, so we will definitely do some recordings in OBS a little bit later, and you guys can be the judge to see actually how good it is. I'll put the specs of this on the screen larger so you can read them for yourself. I think it's probably about time we moved on to the actual product itself. So the packaging itself is actually yeah, quite elaborate, actually quite tricky to get into. But it certainly looks nice, decent packaging. If you receive this as a gift, I think you'd be pretty happy. And most of it is cardboard and plastic, so nice and easy to recycle if you're one of those people that doesn't hoard all your packaging, unlike myself. So this is pretty much what we get. So you get the detachable microphone, which actually that looks pretty decent. Nice pop shield on there, and it's flexible as well, so you can move it however you want. And it's got a nice molded section there, so it isn't fragile like some of the ones you can get. And literally that just plugs into the headset, so plugged it in, snaps into place, and you're ready to go. Obviously, if you're using these out and about and you don't particularly want to have the microphone, you can just detach that, put it in a pocket or leave it somewhere and use them just as regular headphones. And actually, first experience with this, they actually feel really nice. There's a kind of like a satin matte finish on the cups, which even though I've got a little bit sweaty hands at the moment because I've been doing stuff, they don't seem to be leaving any marks on there. So that's a really nice touch. The grill on the side feels really good. There's actually quite a nice weight to them as well. They feel relatively compact, but they don't feel lightweight, but they just feel, yeah, well constructed. A little bit of flex in the headband itself. You can hear a little bit of clack in there going on, so there is that to it. You have got some braided cabling, which connects the actual cup to the rest of the band, so if you're extending it out, you don't have to worry too much about that flexing, and they put a little bit extra on there as well, so that's really good. So you do find with some of these, after years and years of use, because of that constant flexing, the wires tend to break down. So yeah, that's a really good sign. When you adjust them as well, they actually do stay put. That's pretty good. So the friction on there is decent. Some of these you do feel is a little bit weak or lackluster. I prefer them to be a little bit stiffer so it just stays in place. So when you've got it adjusted exactly right for your head, it stays in place. On the top of the band, you've got a nice Tecware logo emblazoned on there, and it is kind of like a fake leatherette, which is very common these days. The headband itself, again, fake leatherette with actually quite a nice sponge feel to it. That is, yeah, quite nice. So the AirPads themselves, they are removable and replaceable if you wanted to replace them with other aftermarket ones, but again, they're of that same material, so it all feels really nice. It actually does feel pretty premium. I'm quite impressed. For the money, I would have expected less, but yeah, it does feel rather solid. So you do have it marked on there, so right and left, so you don't get those mixed up, which is nice. And you've got a really long braided cable on there with our inline controller. So on that, you've got a analog volume, which is on a nice wheel, which actually doesn't have kind of any indentations on it. It's just, it stops at the plus and the minus end, so that's pretty good. So you can adjust that for yourself. Also included on this is actually a microphone on-off. So you turn the microphone on-off, and that's got quite a deliberate kind of switch-in mechanism to it. So it's not likely to accidentally switch on or switch off when you don't want it to. Would have been nice to have some sort of LED on there, which I don't think there is. Moving on to the cable, again, really nice braided cable. And actually looks to be quite a long one as well, which is quite useful. Yep, so we're looking best part about 2 meters, maybe slightly more on the cable. So nice long cable if you want to leave it permanently connected to your PC, maybe at the back of the PC on the rear I/O, leave it plugged in there and have the cable going around the side of your desk, rather than having this cable sticking out the top of the front of your PC, which looks a little bit ugly in my opinion. So what we'll do now is I'll turn on OBS on the laptop and we'll look at the software, plug it in, see what all the software does, and then we'll take them for a test drive. Okay, so we've got the device plugged in now, and as you can see, the RGB is illuminating there with the, I think that must be like a Wraith logo. That looks pretty cool, and you've got that on both sides. It's not overly bright. We are in studio lighting conditions, but it's very vivid, but not very bright, if that makes sense. So it's not glaring, but it just looks pretty cool, I think. We've got the software open, so if you want to download the software, you can go to tecware.co/software, and all you need to do is scroll down through to your keyboards and mice, and at the bottom you've got headset. So there's only one driver, so that is the only one they do as far as I know. So you can download that and install it, which I've already gone ahead and done, because you do need to reset the laptop, or at least reboot the laptop or device after you've installed it, which is quite often the case. So we've got that installed, and then we can click on the icon at the bottom, and it comes up. It looks pretty much the similar kind of deal as the rest of the Tecware software. So you've got various different tabs there. So you've got EQ, so you've got that 5-bar equalizer, so you can adjust that. And you can also set it for games, music, movies, and reset back to defaults for that kind of stuff. EQ on or EQ off. So I'm going to leave it off and set it as flat, so give you a good idea what it sounds like. Also as well, you've got option, you can save and load different profiles. If you go into the effects section, then again you can have different effects, so theatre, bathroom, living room, all those kinds of usual stuff. A little bit gimmicky, I don't think many people will tend to use that, but certainly it's there if you want to. So in the microphone, you've got options for automatic gain control, so you can turn that on, so we'll leave that on, and you've got option for mute in there as well if you want to, and you've also got a slide gain adjustment, so you can adjust that however you want to. Also you've got virtual 7.1, so you can set up the kind of like the delay, and also for the speakers, so you can move those in and around, so whether or not they feel nearer or further away, that kind of thing. Again, you can reset that if you make a mess of it. Sometimes, depending what you're listening to, if it's, say, something like The Walking Dead, where you've got a lot of action and also you've got other things like quiet sections with footsteps, 7.1 actually really does shine, especially on these kind of USB closed devices. It really does give you an impression of what is going on. Also, you've got options up there for again, virtual 7.1, you can enable or disable, all that kind of stuff. And also you've got the LEDs, so you can go in there, you've got color cycle, multi breathe in, or a static color. So if static color is your thing, then you can set it. So I've just set it there to red, as you can possibly see from the screen and also from the device. You can choose various colors, so if there's a specific color you like, you can add that. And let's choose that one now. Oh, that's the multi-breath color select, sorry, my mistake. So static color, you can choose from there. This is my first time using the software, as you can possibly tell. So there you go. If you've got a specific color, you can choose that. If you don't like them at all, you've got the option for lights on and off, so you can just turn it off altogether. You guys know me, I do like my RGB, so I'll be leaving that on to color cycle. I think that's quite nice. So yeah, that's the software. There's not really a great deal in there. Essentially, probably it's best to keep it as kind of as bland as possible, just so you can actually get on and enjoy what it is you're listening to. So I'm going to fire up a video and just see what it sounds like. Okay, so currently we're watching the Dolby Digital HD Surround test and see what that's actually like. Right, the stereo separation is really good. I might be shouting a little bit. These actually do a really good job of isolating. They are closed back, and yeah, I can barely hear myself over what I'm saying. It's quite a weird experience. So if you do like to be that kind of enclosed thing, so you just shut yourself off, really, really good. Sound quality is excellent, even though this is a flat profile. You can hear all the instruments, the bass as well, the kind of like the shudder of the speakers is really good. I'm actually really impressed. This sound very, very good. We're currently just in the normal Windows stereo mode as well, so yeah, it does sound pretty cool. That sounds cool. So yeah, check out the Dolby Surround if you do get a set of these headphones. The sound quality is truly excellent. I would say I'm surprised, but I'm not really. For around about £55, you do expect a little bit more than you'd get from some of these budget offerings, but yeah, actually it sounds really, really good. So let's close that and let's do a sound test. So we are currently recording, see the levels there, so the levels seem to be pretty good. So yeah, what do you think of the audio quality? Is it coming through nice and clear? Is it too positively bad on the plosives, that kind of thing? I'm deliberately trying to pronounce things badly, see what that comes through like. Hopefully it sounds nice and clear. It's really weird that I can't really hear my voice particularly well. They do a really good job of isolating, although there's not a tremendous clamping force. It does feel relatively, it feels actually quite lightweight when it's on your head, but it does have that weird effect of isolating but without feeling like it's isolating, so it is quite unusual to get used to. So it doesn't really feel like you're wearing headphones. They do kind of disperse the pressure quite evenly, which is yeah, which is really nice, and they're quite comfortable. Even for a person with limited follicles on the top there, it's actually not that uncomfortable. Again, I've only been wearing it a few minutes, but sometimes you feel like pressure on that ridge or band on the top. So yeah, sounds really good, and hopefully the audio comes through really nicely. Making sure I have got the mic on, and that's back on. So the one thing I would say is the controller is a little bit on the cheap and nasty side, a little bit plasticky. Although saying that, they have actually taken the design element from the side of the cups, that kind of rubberized satin matte black, and included it on there. So that is a nice touch. I would have liked to have seen possibly a button on there to enable or disable the Dolby 7.1 or the surround sound thing. But it is perfectly functional, and I guess the less there is on there to go wrong, the better it is in the long run. So overall, yeah, actually pretty pleased. They sound really nice. Again, even in that flat profile, volume wise, we were probably about 50% volume, and that was certainly loud enough. If you want a bit of extra volume, you might want to look elsewhere. They're not aggressively loud, I suppose I would say, in the flat profile, but again, if you boost the frequencies, turn it right up, yeah, it is going to rock you. So anyway, that has been the Tecware Q5s. Yeah, genuinely impressed. I like the RGB, I like the fact you can control it as well, which you do miss out on some of the more budget headphones, so spending an extra sort of £15–20 more, you do get much more flexibility. Obviously you get the option to use the software within Windows. Obviously Xbox, PlayStation users won't have that flexibility, but yeah, I think you'll be pretty impressed. So this has been the Tecware Q5s. I've been Mike, this is Mike's Unboxing Reviews and How To, and hopefully we'll catch you in the very next video. Thanks for watching.